fell over my laptop cord. Oh, have a day. Have a day.
It's Friday, baby. Back at you. Episode number 5. College football, NFL, little fantasy. We're coming at you. We're the basement dwellers.
Let's go.
BD.
Let's go.
Got some gear. Repping.
That didn't work out quite as well. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock
When you
it
hear
in.
us say lock it in, damn it, lock it in.
You fucking lock it in.
Big Dan, Dan O, Dan the
Hey.
man, Dan the lunch man, whatever you want to call him. Rude dog. Tyler
Short-handed.
can't make it tonight.
I gotta turn this back around.
He's
Can't take it.
got an appointment to find out he's having a girl. Don't know why he's got to have an appointment for that. We already told him it's going to be a girl, anyways.
Multiple times we told him.
You know, congratulations, Carissa and Tyler. Get ready for a girl. It's just the way it is. We'll set some lines on that here in a minute.
Bet your ass we will.
If this is your first time tuning in, okay, we talk football, we talk gambling. All right? If you like to throw a little cash down on some games,
Who
tune us
doesn't?
in. Hey, we're up to like 200 views, baby.
Let's go.
Subscribe. Keep rolling. All right? Dan's college football expert. I do NFL. Tyler usually does a little fantasy for now until college basketball starts. That's his repertoire.
Hopefully it starts.
Yeah, hopefully it starts.
More COVID. I'm tired of COVID.
Keep tuning in. COVID sucks.
That does.
All right. Right now we're going to get started on college football. November 14th. Coming at you. Let's go.
Saturday, November 14th, 11 a.m. Wake Forest. Well, first of all, we had to make tons of amendments to these games. I had a slate of games set out.
Amendment sounds official.
We do 10 a week.
Like we're congressmen.
If you've been watching, we do 10 a week, right? Usually ranked teams, games that are on TV, games you want to watch. You want to throw some money down. We've had 6 of the games on my list got taken.
They just threw us in shambles.
So, yeah. So it's been a hell of a week. By the way, Wednesday, Veterans Day. Shout out veterans. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you for your service. But we're going to start out Wake Forest.
Or West Forest, doesn't matter.
West Forest, who cares? The Demon Deacons at North Carolina. North Carolina's minus 13, over under 67.5.
How about North Carolina? I gave you North Carolina last week.
Yeah.
Absolutely just, what is it, 41 to 7.5?
We're sitting there every two seconds. Rudy's, hey, Carolina's up 28-0, 35, 42. It's 56 to 7.5. Or so, it was ridiculous. They destroyed Duke.
Let's go. Love it.
That
was one of your locks.
They also have been kind of wishy-washy sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt. I like it.
They lost to Virginia the week before that, and then they go to Duke.
That was at Virginia. Granted, that was at Virginia.
They won at Duke 56-24.
Well, Duke is. This is not basketball.
Duke's Duke. This isn't basketball either.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 100% true.
You're not. You're absolutely not scared of Duke in football. If you are, you have big problems. So,
no joke.
I roll UNC here minus 13.5. Williams is a stud running back.
Dude,
Absolute.
They've got their off. The thing is, their offense is incredible.
Yeah, they can score.
Their offense is incredible.
Their defense,
not
incredible.
So I'm going to take North Carolina too. 13.5. They win by 2 touchdowns easy, and over 67. Because
You like the over too?
they're going to score 56. I just need. I need Wake Forest to throw me some points. Hey,
I'm not getting on. I'm not getting on board with the over. I'll take. Give me UNC minus 13.5. I'm not on the over as much. 67 is a. It'll probably get there, yeah, but that's a bunch.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a bunch.
Do you know Wake Forest is 4-2? I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I actually looked at that.
I didn't.
was actually going to change that if it was at Wake Forest. That's why, or West Forest, whatever they are.
West Forest.
Maybe they play East Forest next week. Who knows? But I was actually going to take Wake Forest in the plus if it was at Wake. It's not. It's at UNC. Roll with the Tar Heels.
And if you want to take the over, take the over. I'm on the over. Take the over.
Take it.
All right. Next on the list, another ACC matchup. Number 9, Miami, 6-1,
Wow.
travels to Blacksburg, Virginia, and Virginia Tech, 4-3. It is Virginia Tech minus 2.5. The over/under is 67.5. Couple real big over/unders to start the day off,
Yeah,
which I
no
love.
joke.
Who doesn't love points?
I love points.
I love points.
Vautech lost last week to Liberty.
Liberty.
To Liberty.
Liberty. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
My only thoughts on this,
And Doug.
on that game, Liberty was not for real. I don't think. You know, they're one of those
Yeah.
teams that finally cracks the top 25 for the first time in school history. Blah blah blah. You go into Vautech. Maybe Vautech wasn't given any credit.
Yeah.
Could be.
Hey, Hugh Freeze, hot commodity. He's gonna be hot commodity.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Apparently he signed a extension through 2026. I'm like, he's not gonna be there that long.
No.
The Power 5 school's gonna get him back. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, he messed up at Ole Miss, whatever, but somebody's gonna give him a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know.
I don't hate this line really. Vautech is good. Justin Fuente is good. I think people are kind of doubting Miami a little bit. I mean, they won by won by 3 against North Carolina State last week. They've been giving up some points here, giving up some points there. Vautech's offense is pretty explosive.
Is it Dyrick or Derek? Or Doc?
It's De'Ariq.
De'Ariq.
D''ERIQ. King. De'Ariq.
Mr. King, I'm rolling with you.
He wants Miami.
I'm going to take Miami plus 2.5 here.
The U.
I'm not real strong on that. I'm not real strong on that. It's
I'm taking
Virginia
a Rude dog approach on this and saying, give me the over.
Yeah, stay
I don't
away
want to
from
make a
it.
pick.
I don't blame you there.
Give me the over.
I don't blame you.
Over 67.5.
You want to see some points?
Lots of
Here
points.
you go. We need
If
some
you're
points.
doing any kind of DFS for college football, take people in that game. Hendon Hooker, super flex it, awesome.
There you go.
Next, Indiana,
Good, buddy.
who's number 10. I know. They beat the shit out of Michigan last week.
Sore subject.
They're 3-0, and hey, there's Michigan State 1-2. Guess who their 1 wins against? Michigan. Sweet. By the way, first time tuning in, I'm a Michigan fan.
Chop.
It's Indiana at Michigan State. Indiana is minus 7.5. Totals 51.5.
This is going to shock you here. I'm going Michigan State plus 7.5. Just because they're at home. Last week, I went through this whole deal. I'm not giving Indiana any credit, and I'm still not doing it. I thought last week would change my mind, but goddamn, Michigan's bad. They're bad.
I'm not going to disagree. Here's the reason I'm not technically going to give Indiana credit. I'm just going to give Michigan. I'm just not giving Michigan State any kind of credit. Michigan State they lost to Rutgers. They go to Michigan and beat Michigan. Okay, yeah, what? They're pumped up. Get them pumped up. Whatever, you know. Hey, beat your chess game. And last week Iowa beat them 49-7. I don't think they're not that good. I still don't think Indiana's not the 10th best team in the country.
No way.
You
way.
cannot convince me that they are the 10th best team in the country. But I'm still going to take them to cover 7.5. They're going to beat Michigan State. Michigan State is terrible. So I'm taking Indiana minus 7.5.
There you go. It is what it is. I probably won't even watch that game, to be honest with you. You won't either.
No. You know what I'm going to be watching? I'm going to be watching the Masters. So
Not a bad thing to watch. Next up,
this is another amendment game. We had
throw it in there.
We had Shant Up on there, 11 a.m., and then it got postponed a couple hours ago. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks,
Appreciate
COVID.
it. That was a lock of the week too.
Yes, it was.
Another CCU lock of the week.
Now we throw in.
Hit them last week for the lock of the week. We was going to do it again this week. Now we can't.
Yeah.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee State at number 16, Marshall. Marshall. We are Marshall. Matthew McConaughey. All right.
We are.
Marshall minus 23.5. Over under 55.5.
Marshall rolls. Absolutely rolls here.
Let me get some records just to
Get some
just
stats
to
up real quick.
get some records here.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee, not
They're-
giving you any credit. You
Middle
don't
Tennessee
deserve
State's-
any.
Middle Tennessee State's 2-5.
Marshall, here we go.
Marshall 6-0. Let's look a little preview. Let me something down here.
I think Marshall might score 55.5 by themselves.
Yeah, they might. Grant Wells, 1,338 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Brendan Knox, actually very good running back. I remember I took him in a couple fantasy drafts last year for college football. 674 yards, 9 touchdowns. And X Gaines. I don't want to. I'm not clicking on his name. His first name starts with X though. Gaines, 231, 3 touchdowns.
He's probably giving you that when
Yeah.
he scores. I'd say most likely.
Middle Tennessee State's quarterback.
If not, he should be.
O'Hara is he's 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's the number 1 rusher too. 476. They played 7 games though. 476 in 7 games. They can't run the ball.
Who?
Marshall? No. Middle Tennessee.
Well, obviously.
O'Hara, 476 in 7 games.
Tyler, stop.
1,500 yards, 200 yards a game pass. Yeah. Marshall. Thundering Herd.
Now Tyler's texting me.
Now
he
we
wants to be here with us.
We got T-Bear on the line.
He wants to know what the odds are tonight on the baby.
What are the
thing.
baby odds tonight?
We're not getting there yet.
Surely you give me a shout out. He said it. We already did. Hey, here's what you do with that text message. See ya.
Not even.
Get out of
It's
here.
gonna ding again if I
Get
don't
out
do
of
it.
here. Oh yeah.
See ya.
He's gonna blow our phones up. He's just anxious.
So, anyways, I'm rolling Marshall
Yeah.
minus 23.5,
Marshall.
and I want the over as
You
well.
want the over?
Yeah,
Over 55.
over 55.5.
They beat him. They're going to beat him 41-10. So I don't think I don't like 55.5. Sorry, Rudy.
They might beat him 55-10,
They could. They very well could.
or 56-0.
2:30 slate. Notre Dame, number 2. Big win last week. Big win.
No, it wasn't.
Beat Clemson.
No, it was not a big win.
First of all,
Whoa, timeout.
okay, I don't
Time
want
out.
to. Hey, I don't want to have to
If I
defend
had
Notre
a
Dame, but
flag-
I'm going to.
If I had a flag, I'm throwing it.
Wow, I'm about
It's
to
coming out.
I hate Notre Dame. And I'm about to defend them.
Clemson-
Like a little
hey,
bit. I'm not going to give them a full credit because I still agree with Rudy on this, but I'm still going to defend them a little bit.
No, they're not very good. They have not beat anybody. You beat Clemson last week without Clemson, without the best goddamn player in the country. Clemson was playing with house money. If they lose, they lose. They know they're getting in. They know when it comes down to brass taxes, everybody knows Trevor Lawrence was not playing in that game. They're not going to hold it against you. They were in an absolute dogfight against Boston College the week before. So now Notre Dame wants credit. Why not give Boston College credit? No, wait a minute. No, we're not going to do that. We're not giving credit to anybody.
Yeah,
Beat-
you know what?
beat Clemson
I'm
with
done.
Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not defending Notre
Then-
Dame. I'm not defending Notre Dame. I'm done. I'm not going to defend Notre Dame. I agree with Rudy 100% on everything he just said.
You like that Boston
Because
College thing.
Boston
I just
College
did you.
took him to the fucking wire,
Told you.
and there was well, yeah, Clemson's just too good. They recruit 5 stars. They recruit Brown Recluse.
Yeah.
They recruit
Don't let
blue
them things
chippers.
fucking bite you.
Okay,
Look out.
and then Notre Dame beats them in overtime when they shouldn't have. They've got. I mean,
Right.
I don't want to say lucky, but they made good plays. Ian Book made some good throws down the stretch. Whatever, but
No,
Boston College ain't that bad.
No, they're not. And I actually hope.
And it's Notre Dame minus 13.5.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm doing it. I'm going.
I want Boston
I'm all
College.
in.
I want Boston College.
Yes, plus 13.5. Absolutely. I hope they win this game because Notre Dame is not that good. And if Notre Dame gets in the Final Four, they're going to get fucking rolled.
They said I'm pretty sure it was number one team. I don't read a whole lot, but I read something. They were talking about the other day, where
I don't read a whole lot of books.
in '93, that's a long time ago. Okay, but Rudy was in college or something.
No,
Back then.
93.
Oh,
I
no.
was. Let's see.
I was
sixth grade.
I was sixth grade. Okay.
Sixth grader.
They beat Florida State. Notre Dame beat Florida State, who was number one. Guess who they played the week after that? Boston College.
Boston College got beat.
Guess who?
Yeah.
Guess who beat them? Boston College.
I mean, yeah, I'm
Now,
not giving
I'm
them
gonna-
any credit. I'm not.
I'm gonna throw it.
I'm not.
I like to find games
I
that
thought-
are just random games. This is not quite a random game, but find a line that's like this and throw some dollars on the money line on the underdog. I'm probably going to take Boston College money line. Just throw some dollars on it.
I thought.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Fun fact: Phil Jerkovich was at Notre Dame, transferred to Boston College.
It's your time. It's your time to shine. Go and beat them.
Revenge season.
Anyways, I'm not going to give Notre Dame any credit until they start beating good teams.
You know what?
And they haven't beaten good teams in a long.
I was really close.
Long time.
I was actually really close to doing it, and then I decided, you know what, Brian Kelly. I hate Brian Kelly. I hate Notre Dame.
I don't give them any credit.
I mean,
The bad thing is,
I hate them. My relatives have season tickets. They live in South Bend. I hate them.
the bad thing is here.
Love
on
my
the-
relatives. Hate Notre Dame.
The bad thing is on this game, or not just on Notre Dame in general, they're probably gonna make it to the Final Four.
Hey, I love.
and then
what was it?
whoever, I hope
I hope they do.
they get Clemson.
Well, they're going to play Clemson again in the ACC championship game.
Yeah,
And I
they're
hope
probably
Clemson
gonna get
rolls them.
rolled. That I mean, that's
Hey,
just
but then they said, well, you know, but Clemson this, so Notre Dame still beat a really good team. So if Notre Dame's undefeated and Clemson beats them in the ACC
the
championship,
kid's a true freshman.
what's against what? I mean, the ACC should get two teams.
The
You
kid's
know,
a true
if we're
freshman,
showing that
right?
against the SEC, you know what? Here's the deal: Notre Dame is not in the ACC. They're in the ACC, so they can have a full schedule this year.
Good Lord.
That's the only reason they're in the ACC for football, because they're independent, because they're better than everybody,
They are.
because they're Notre Dame. I actually want to flip the table over because I'm getting more and more pissed off.
Okay, so let's just take Boston College plus 13.5.
Notre Dame
I don't like them either.
sucks. Manti Te'o, 2012.
Terrible.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
Oh
so
yeah.
good.
We're number one.
Just
Guess what
got
happened?
Drubbed.
You got your asses waxed.
Yeah, I think that's
National championship game.
I think that's what my whole problem stems
Get out
back
of
to,
here.
too.
Or national semifinal, whatever. I don't even
Yeah.
care.
You haven't been good in a long time. You haven't been
Jeez.
anybody worth a shit in a long time.
Hey, speaking of that, Brady Quinn's down here on the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
That guy sucks.
All right. Here we go.
I'm sorry, folks.
He's not.
I got a little black out there for a second. Number 20, USC survived against Arizona State last week, which Arizona State covered. You're welcome.
Herman.
But they did survive and come back and win. They play at Arizona, the Fighting Kevin Sumlins. USC is minus 14, over under 67.5.
They must be expecting some points here. I'm rolling USC. Didn't get to watch a lot of that game last week.
It was on the back burner. We had
Yeah.
3 TVs going,
It was definitely on
but
the
it was
back
definitely on
burner.
the back burner. We had more important shit going on.
Yeah, I'm taking USC minus 14 here. Don't know much about it. Don't really have any logic behind it. I think USC's pretty good. So that's why I'm taking USC.
USC is pretty good. I know the line was that, you know, people be like, well, it was like 11.5 and Arizona State covered. Well, you know what? Arizona State ain't that bad.
Herm Edwards.
Arizona State ain't that bad. Herm, get well. Herm's got COVID. Fuck COVID. hate it.
Kill it, Herm. Kill it.
Herm's going to be fine. Herm's a fit human being. He's a great guy. But
Fit.
so I think USC's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Their offense is pretty good. Zona, Kevin Sumlin, formerly at Houston, formerly at Texas A&M, he can't coach defense.
No.
There's no. He wants offense. All he wants is offense. USC minus 14.
Yeah.
Over 67.5.
Getting a shootout with USC.
Yeah.
Let me
Have
know
fun
how
with
that works out.
Graham Harrell is offense coordinator. Graham Harrell, Texas Tech, threw for 7,500 yards a year.
70 million.
Just going to Michael Crabtree.
He was
Anyway,
good.
yeah, they were real good. Beat Texas. That was unreal. Anyway,
Next up.
next up, yellow, number 11, Oregon, the Ducks, quack quack, fresh off a win against Stanford, traveled to the Palouse and Wazoo, Washington State. Oregon minus 10, over under 58.
Oregon.
Rudy.
Minus 10 for
Rudy.
sure.
Oregon. I thought Oregon looked Justin Herbert was first round pick. He's their quarterback last year. They won the Rose Bowl. Who's going to be their quarterback? It's Shough. Sal.
It's not Mitchell.
It's definitely not Tyler Mitchell.
Definitely not.
He can't play quarterback.
Tight end only. Oregon minus 10, that's where I'm going.
But Oregon's quarterback threw for 248 and ran for almost 100 more. He looked pretty good. So I usually say you don't go to the Palouse and come out alive. But Mike Leach is not
He's not there.
He's not at Washington.
He gone.
He's at Mississippi State, sucking it up. Oregon, quack quack. You can get any kind of drug you want in Oregon.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited on this one.
Arkansas. Great, Sam Pittman, great job. He has turned the program around. Something Brett Bielema couldn't do, because Brett Bielema sucks.
Terrible.
At number 6, Gator Nation is back. Dan Mullen.
Let's go.
Florida,
I love it.
Florida, in the swamp, minus 17, over under 60.5.
That is the biggest thing that you have said all day. In the swamp. I don't think there may be some arguments about home field advantage. Of course, granted, not all the fans are there. I mean, they call it the swamp.
I'm looking something up. Keep talking.
They call it the swamp. So home field advantage that's just tremendous here. Arkansas, not very good. They can score a little bit. You're going to the swamp, baby. I think Florida absolutely rolls this game. It's only 17. I think Florida wins by a bunch. This is one of my locks of the week. I'm going Florida minus 17 for sure. Absolutely 100%.
On the matchups on scores not they used to have against the spread, but Arkansas has been a covering machine.
It doesn't matter.
They
haven't been covering at the swamp.
I get that. I'm gonna agree with you. I just gotta get there.
Go ahead.
I like what Arkansas is doing a lot. Okay, I really do. 17's a tough number because I think it could end up being 17. But also I like 17 being a number because it could be a push. They could win. Florida's offense is outstanding.
Trash, baby.
Absolutely outstanding. Utterly outstanding. Mike Leach. Mississippi State, you still suck. But they can win 51-34. 17 is still a push. You know what a push means? You don't lose anything. You don't win, but you don't lose. It's like a tie. A push is a tie, basically. I'm taking Florida. Minus 17.5. We're on the Florida train. We're
big time on the Florida train.
Oh, 60.5, take the over.
You like
Florida.
60? You
Yeah.
talked me into it. I'm on the over too.
I mean, Florida's going to score.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
They're gonna score.
For sure.
Florida's
the only
going to
thing
score.
is that
Florida's going to score in the 40s or 50s, and Florida's defense has not been that good. What did Georgia scored against them last week? 24, 27. Georgia's offense is terrible, and Georgia got 20. What was it, 27?
I wouldn't say terrible, but
FAU scored already. Jesus Christ.
so yeah, I mean, Trask is going to score touchdowns no matter what. We're rolling Florida and the over. Dan talked me into the over. We're rolling Florida minus 17 and the over 60.5.
Yeah. Georgia scored 28. Georgia's offense can't score 28. I mean, against Odin Woodlawn High School.
Is that a thing?
Well, it was going to be a couple years ago, but apparently it's not.
Take Florida.
Florida over. Next, Northwestern, number 23 Northwestern, 3-0 Northwestern. Just, I mean,
Fitz?
love it. Fitzgerald,
Patty?
Pat Fitzgerald, baby.
Patty?
He's the man. Why is this? Okay, so it's listed at 6:30 right now, but on CBS Sports app it says 4 p.m. now.
I don't know.
They made it. Did they move that in to fill in the slot? Ohio State Maryland got canceled or got postponed
Yeah,
or
they
canceled or
did.
whatever. So I think they moved that up. So we usually keep them in order of time. So it was listed at 6:30, but it looks like 4 p.m. Looks like it's gonna be 4 p.m. Either way, whatever. Northwestern minus 3.5 at Purdue, over under 50.5.
I'm going Purdue at home.
Idiot.
Yeah, I'm not.
Northwestern minus 3.5.
I don't know.
Purdue.
Purdue's
Okay.
at home. They always play good
Hey,
at home. Something about the
I-
Big Ten. No Big Ten college football teams are worth a fuck besides Ohio State.
Hey, by the way, Purdue's 2-0.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Purdue at home. I like it.
No, Northwestern. Take
We got
Northwestern.
Iowa and Minnesota over here. Who wins that game? Who knows?
Who cares?
It's toss. Flip a coin.
Who cares? I got Minnesota plus 3.5 though. So
There's only
Hey,
one constant in the
hey.
Big Ten. That's Ohio State right now. We thought Michigan was going to get there. Sorry.
knock on wood. I'm 7-0 this week so far, college football. So
That is
hopefully-
correct. He is 7-0
Hopefully
this
that
week.
that covers. But I love the MAC. You know, we may have to go into that. Do some two at the end of this video.
Yeah,
We might as
I'm
well.
all for
Because
it.
our last college football game right now. Just read it off.
We got Wisconsin at Michigan. Wisconsin minus 3.5. Over under
It's 4.5 now. Sorry, it's 4.5. Over under 54.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. They're playing at Michigan. Wisconsin minus 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, 5.5, 8.5. Doesn't really matter. I don't know. Michigan's not very good. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They can't play defense worth a damn. I'm going to Wisconsin. I'm going Wisconsin at Michigan. And I would probably never ever do that in my life. But I watched Michigan play the last 2 weeks, and it's piss poor football. So
Not great. So this is not. I'm not.
whiskey on the road.
I'm not comparing Michigan and the Patriots. Okay, but I'm watching the Patriots and Jets game Monday night, and Joe Flacco looked like 2007 Joe Flacco again, because New England is playing press man to man on the outside, but they can't get any pressure. Now they've always been able to get some kind of pressure, and they can stand to play press man to man.
Right.
And it covers up your corners. Your corners get up at the line, press them off the line. You guys get your ends or your blitzes get to the quarterback in time. Quarterback has no time. That's what Michigan's done the last few years. Michigan comes out, they blitz, they got good defensive ends. Their corners come up, play press man to man, boom, boom, they can't get off the line, and the quarterback has no time. Well, guess what? This year, we can't get after the quarterback. The quarterbacks are playing press man, like the defensive coordinator wants them to. They're not doing anything wrong, and we've been giving them a lot of flack. I've been giving Vincent Gray and Jamon Green a lot of flack. But when that's a scheme you run,
Figure it out.
if you can get after the quarterback and you play press man to man, then, week 1 against Minnesota, we're saying, oh, Vincent Gray and Jamon Green they're doing great. Because Minnesota's offensive line was terrible and they're getting pressure. So the quarterbacks look great. But if you can't get pressure, then your quarterbacks are on islands.
Oh, yeah.
And it exposes them. I don't care how good you are as a cornerback. You don't know where the wide receiver's going. You don't know what play they're running.
Right.
So when he runs this 15-yard dig route and he makes that cut after you press the man-to-man, you're going to be behind the guy. And it's going to be a completion.
Yeah.
And it
You're
could be a
lost.
big-time completion. And now, Hutchinson, their best DN, broke his leg. He's out for the year. Quiddy Pay, who's their other DN, who knows if he's going to play. He got hurt. He's banged up too.
Oh, boy.
Michigan's in shambles. They're getting younger guys reps in practice, which honestly, some of the young guys that got a freshman sophomore are not bad.
They're only 3-star.
But are they gonna freaking show up? And I don't care if Graham Mertz plays or not, the quarterback from Wisconsin. They've only played one game. They've been off 2 weeks. Wisconsin is very well coached. They're going to be angry that they haven't played in 2 weeks. And they're just going to beat the shit out of Michigan. 4.5 is way too low. I don't know why. The only reason I can think it still is because it hasn't been confirmed that Mertz is playing or not. I don't care if he's playing or not. Wisconsin's going to kill him.
Timeout. I'm switching my pick. I'm going Terry Nix style here. Shout out Terry Nix.
Wow.
I'm going Michigan at home. Terry would be pissed at me if I didn't take Michigan at home. Terry, this one's for you. I'm taking Michigan at home. Plus, give me the 4.5.
I want to. I thought about this earlier too.
This is
I
heart,
really
not
did.
head. Heart, not head.
I really did that. I really did. All day, getting ready. I knew, getting ready for this pick.
You just blew that up. Just completely changed my mind. Just threw me off course 100%.
I mean, the only reason you would take Michigan here is it's all been in the paper. It's all over the place. Harbaugh's done. Don Brown, the D coordinator, he's done. What's next for Michigan after Harbaugh? Blah blah blah. This, blah blah that. So here's the only thing I'm going to say. Michigan could very well win this game if they come out and play inspired football and play what they should. They can beat Wisconsin easily. But I just don't think. I don't think they got the nuts.
Mom.
I mean, they got beat at home.
You got no mom.
They were 3 touchdown favorites at home against Michigan State, your rival.
3
Michigan
Ps.
State, little brother, Michigan State.
It was more than that. It was like
It was 20. It was like 20. It
24 and a half.
opened at 24.5.
Whoa.
I think I ended up getting it 22.5. But they lost outright at home. Then they go to Indiana, who hasn't beat them in 33 years. That's as long as I've been alive.
How long?
33 years. Since 87.
I was 6.
And got beat 38. I mean, got beat.
Demolished.
Got beat. I mean,
Derailed.
There's no heart. There's no pride. There's no nuts. And it's just, I mean, it blows my mind with a guy like Harbaugh coaching, who's a tough son of a bitch, to just get beat like that, 2
Like
games
a
in a row.
dog.
After you look so good, week 1.
All right. Enough. 4 locks.
You want to go? But do we want to talk matching at all?
No.
Okay.
I think we're already 34 minutes.
Yeah, that took about 7 minutes right
Yeah.
there.
4
Sorry.
locks for this week. College
guys.
football. Oh, Indiana minus 7.5. Florida minus 17. Of course, Wisconsin.
That was you.
I
Usually,
know.
usually
I
I'm
just
the guy.
flipped. I just flipped. If you're smart, you're going Wisconsin.
Before we
Like I said, head. Yeah.
Before we do the video, we write down some. We write down our 4 locks and like, oh, you like this, you like. Okay, let's agree on this. I'm usually the guy that switches mid-show. This guy did this time.
Yeah. So we're going to give you Wisconsin.
Indiana, Florida, Wisconsin.
USC. If you want to get crazy, here we go.
Little 8-gamer.
Little 8-teamer. Okay? Stay with the first 4, Indiana, Florida, Wisconsin, USC. Throw in Rutgers against Illinois because Illinois is
That's a
terrible.
lock.
Kentucky, they're
Against
playing
Vandy,
Vanderbilt.
it's a lock.
Vanderbilt's terrible. Westfall at home, West Virginia, and Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern. So you got Indiana, Florida, Wisconsin, USC, Rutgers, Kentucky, Westfall, and Georgia Southern. There's your 8, your 4, and your 8. Peace.
See ya.